Hey guys, it's Fran here. Welcome to my first ever YouTube video. So today all I'm going to be doing is a little tutorial on how I did this yellow eyeshadow look. So whenever I do my makeup, I always start with my eyebrows. It doesn't matter what look I'm doing, I'll always start with the eyebrows because I need them as a kind of reference point for where the rest of everything else is going to go. So the product that I use for my eyebrows isn't actually an eyebrow product at all. It's Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner. I used it a while ago just as a spur of the moment thing, so I'd run out of eyebrow product, but I found that actually I really liked it and it lasts quite well. To apply it, I use an old Benefit Cabral eyebrow brush because I like it and it's always worked for me, so I've kept it literally for ages. It's the only one I found that works, and I find anything bigger tends to sort of get in the way. I can't get it as sharp, but that's just my personal preference. So as a base for my eyeshadow, I don't use concealer because I find that I don't need it. This foundation is such good coverage. It's the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation, and I use shade F1. So I just go in with the Beauty Blender and blend away over my eyelids. And then I use MAC Studio Fix in shade NW10 just to set that in place there for the eyeshadow to go on. Next we're going in with my absolute favourite brand, again Revolution, with the Reloaded Marvellous Mattes palette. So I'm just taking that yellow shade there and literally just brushing it just above the crease of my eyelids, blending all the way out because I want a nice, light colour on the top there. I don't want anything too heavy because I have quite hooded eyelids. Obviously then we're going to again repeat that on the other side, just going just above the crease. Back at it again with that palette, using the slightly darker yellow shade now, and I'm sort of working that more through the crease and on the actual eyelid. I'll be honest, I don't think that darker yellow did anything, so that's why I've gone in with the orange. Sort of working the outer corner of the eye and again through the crease just to give it a bit more depth and texture in there. Repeat on the other side, as I've said before, because we want everything to be nice and symmetrical. Next up, I'm taking that same Revolution foundation to do a cut crease, which I can't believe I actually achieved on camera. So what I do is I generally, blink to try and get where the shape of that cut crease is going to be. There's no point in trying to force where the crease of your eye is. If you're not doing it where it naturally falls, you're just going to end up with it in the wrong place. It won't suit how your eye looks, and it just won't stay there. You're going to have your colours blending where you don't want it to be. Again, I go back in with the MAC powder just to set it, because obviously we don't want the foundation to run where it's not supposed to be. Back in with the orange again, just blending it out so it's a little bit less of a harsh line, because nobody wants that. And then I also decided that I would go in with just a little bit of white eyeshadow, again from that Revolution palette, just to brighten up that little cut crease there. Next we get to the actual foundation part of things. So like I said, I don't really use any concealer. I used to, but since I've started using this foundation, I don't think that it needs it, because honestly the coverage is unreal. So yeah, we just blend away. Most important thing I can say, it doesn't matter how well your foundation matches your skin tone, blend your neck. Just do it, don't question it. Even if you don't think it makes a difference, it does. Blend your neck. Another little tip that I would give everyone is make sure you're sort of moving your face around to get all those hard to reach areas. Sort of around and underneath piercings, right in sort of the crease where your nostrils meet your face. They're all really important areas that tend to be missed by, anyone. It can happen to anyone. And then again, I'm just using that powder to lock in the foundation and make sure we haven't got any shine on my face. So the thing that I get asked the most common by people is, how much eyeliner do you go through and how do you do your wings that big? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I've tried to put this part of the video in real time rather than fast forwarding it so you can see. But the first thing I do is literally just draw a line straight out from the edge of my eye, slightly flicking it upwards. Next I kind of go from the middle of my eye and honestly just draw a line from the tip to the middle of the eyelid, and then just colour it in. Generally, when I'm doing lighter eyeshadow looks, I don't want to put too much eyeliner around the inner corner of my eye because it makes it look a lot darker and more hooded, because I don't have honestly much of an eyelid there. Again, we just repeat on the other side, just literally drawing a line from dot to dot. It does take practice, you know, it sounds easy me saying this, but it's all about knowing how your own eye works. I find that eyeliner is a very individual thing. What works for me might not work for you. You just need to sort of roll with it. So before I do my inner corner eyeliner, I always add a little bit of highlighter. This one is Makeup Academy Shimmer Highlight Powder in shade Pearlescent Sheen. I'll be honest, with the inner corner eyeliner, I am winging it every single time. I really don't know how I do it. The main thing that I do is draw 2 lines to form a triangle and try not to slant them down too much, because that's when your eye starts to look a bit diagonal. So I've gone back in with that orange, as you can see, on both sides, just to obviously add a bit more under the eyes. And then I always tend to go in with just a little bit of black at the very outer edges of the eye. Then we have to add the all-important contour. This is Maybelline Master Sculpt. I don't think it actually had a shade. I think it was just one generic kind of one. I always pack it in there, probably way too much, but what can I say? I like my cheekbones. Then we go in with a bit of highlighter. Again, just pack it in there, and I also like to do a little bit underneath my eyebrows just to give myself a bit of shine up there too. So next we come on to the dots. So for me, my eyeliner dots are something, again, very personal to me. You know, how I do it is, you know, the way I like it. I just sort of tend to draw on what I think looks good. You know, there's no set way of doing it. It's totally free reign with the creativity here. What I find works really well are generally groups of 3. I think it looks nice and balanced, and generally like descending in size as well. So if I'm doing 3, I'll always have the biggest one closest to the face, getting smaller on the way out. The brand of eyeliner I use is NYX, and it's the liquid liner, and it's vinyl that I use. I find it's got a bit more personality to it than the matte one does. It just gives that nicer sort of finish. So up the middle, I like to do a little heart, and for this it's crucial that you know where you're starting and finishing. So we have a dot at the top and a dot at the bottom, and all you're doing is just a heart and connecting that, making sure it's all nice and central. Very shaky hand there, but you know, just take it nice and slow. And again, this is something that you have to practice. It's not just going to come to you like that. Just colour it in as we did with the wings, making sure that you don't go over the edges because that would be tragic. So once I'd finished the heart, I decided it was just a little bit too big in comparison with the dots, so I went back in, made them a bit bigger, and added another one on top for good measure. So here's the finished look after I had done my hair and added some clear lip gloss. I had a lot of fun doing this one. It's not something I'd usually do, but definitely something I'll do again in the future. I hope there's been a few tips that you've picked up along the way, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, bye!